Hello students, welcome to series of lectures on digital speech processing. So in this video you will be able to learn the classroom discussion topic on LPC analysis covariance method. So in the previous video we have already introduced what is the basic principle of the linear predictive coding and what are the benefits that we are going to be achieving when you predict the coefficient values. And also we have taken one method, that is autocorrelation method, also we have seen as part of the LPC analysis. So now in this video, now our focus is towards the covariance method. Okay, now let's get started. So this is the basic principle, the basic idea of linear prediction. The current speech sample can be closely approximated as a linear combination of the past samples. This is the way how we are going to be representing mathematically. So now let us discuss about the covariance method, because autocorrelation method that we have already done. Now let us discuss about this covariance method. So these are solutions for alpha k. Also we clearly mentioned, these two equations are very important, okay, for you to understand better in what way we are computing the alpha k, okay, and what is the estimation issues we may come across when you want to predict the coefficient values of that speech signal. Alright, so we need to specify the interval actually, whereas in the case of the autocorrelation method also we clearly mentioned. So how we need to fix the limits for the summation, okay. So with the help of the rectangular window or Hamming window, any kind of the window when you take, so how we are going to be taking the short time segmentation of the speech, and from that we are going to be evaluating alpha values. Before that, first we are going to be taken into consideration of the complete speech signal onto the segmentation basis. So that segmentation basis we are going to be evaluating the current samples with the help of the previous or past samples. But when it comes to the estimation of the prediction coefficients, first we need to estimate phi n of I comma k. That is also very important, okay. So to compute, this is the process you are going to be seeing here. The first process is that we need to compute the phi n of I comma k for I is varying from 1 to p like this and k is varying from 0 to p, and we need to solve the matrix equation for alpha k. So to solve that alpha k, first we need to fix the value of the range of m for the summation. So this is a matrix form. So this we already seen, right? What is the basic idea of the linear predictive coding, right? So the current speech sample that can be closely approximated as the previous sample, the linear combination of the past samples. Now when it comes to the covariance method, so this is the second basic approach to define the speech segment and the limits on the sums, namely fix the interval over which the mean square error we are computing, okay. So this is the En sequence, En square of, that is the energy of the error signal that we already know, En square of m. When you take that taking the limits from 0 to L minus 1, Sn of m minus summation k equal to 1 to p alpha k into Sn of m minus k whole square, okay. And we also know what is phi n of I comma k, that is Sn of m minus I into Sn of m minus k, two sequences we are having. And when it comes to the covariance method, what we are doing here is that instead of taking 0, the value of m, when you remember in the previous video we have analyzed the autocorrelation method, there we have taken the m is starting from 0. But when you closely observe, here m is not starting from 0. Instead of that we are taking the previous samples, because if you take m equal to 0, what is the biggest problem that we are seeing? So in the autocorrelation method, that means the large number of errors that can be possible if you take m is equals to 0. So because we need to take the previous samples also, right? So that is the reason actually we are going to be considering in the covariance method particularly, we are taking the previous samples, okay. We are going to be applying the window in such a way that it is going to be starting from the minus I, the previous samples of 0 also we are going to be taken into consideration, so that the maximum error that cannot be possible at the beginning or ending of a window. That is a advantage that we are going to be looking for covariance method. So here m equal to minus p and m equal to L minus 1, where p is the order of the sample. How many number of previous sample that you can take, that can be depends upon the value of p. For example, if you take p equal to 4 for instance, that means 4 immediate past values of the sample that we are taking, and we are going to be analyzing the current samples with the data that is already available to us. So this is the way how we are going to be approaching for covariance method. This is what, when you apply the rectangular window to the entire segmentation of the speech, and you'll be having the minus p. These values are also we can take. If you see the autocorrelation method, there is an error. Okay, but here the error will be flattens. See here, this error sequence will be flattened because we are taking the previous samples. Because to estimate the first sample after 0, we are taking the previous sample. The previous samples are also readily available in the window. That is also within the range of the window only. So there is no problem for us to compute the current samples with the help of the previous data. So we can also represent in the matrix form like this. So this is alpha k phi n of I comma k equal to phi n of I comma 0. This is the standard expression that we have already seen, where I is varying from 1 to p, and this is the error sequence of the energy. Okay, and when you represent the same thing, you'll be having phi n of 1 comma, the same covariance method and the generalized method, whatever we have seen before the autocorrelation method, both are same only. Okay, much difference is not there. Okay, so phi n of I comma k, in place of I equal to 1, k equal to 1, you'll be having 1 1 1, and this is 1 2 1 3 and up to 1p, and similarly 2 1 2 2 2 3 up to 2p. But when you see, all the diagonal elements are not same. Okay, which is not the Toeplitz matrix. But when you see the autocorrelation method, that is a Toeplitz matrix. Okay, and this is a column vector. This alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha p, this is a column vector, and this is also a column vector. So this is the P cross P matrix, and we can also represent in place of this matrix as a phi, and this is alpha is equals to psi. What is our agenda? We need to estimate the coefficient values starting from alpha 1 to alpha p. If you take p equal to 4, only 4 values we need to compute. So we can also use the matrix inversion method, that is alpha equal to phi inverse psi. This is also one of the method how we need to compute or estimate the prediction coefficient values based on LPC. Okay, the same thing, it is symmetric but not Toeplitz. Okay, when you compare the autocorrelation method, the covariance method, it is symmetric but not Toeplitz. And whose diagonal elements which are related by using this. In all terms, phi n of I comma have the fixed number of terms contributing to the computed values. Now the covariance method, what is the solution? Because we are not going to be considering the matrix inversion method, but what is the solution to compute the prediction coefficient is that there is a special solution for alpha k called the covariance method, is called Cholesky decomposition, that we can see in the next video. Okay, Cholesky decomposition solution for covariance method. So when you represent the matrix form like this, the same way that we have already seen, and there is no transition at the window edges, that is the greatest advantage we are going to be getting when you compare with this method with the autocorrelation method. And these are the some of the examples when you take p equal to 2 for the autocorrelation. So this is a prediction error as a function of p. Okay, how the error will be reducing, that is what we are interested in. Thank you student, thank you for watching this video.